If I had $1 for every single time I've heard the phrase, you need to set a good example, I would be a gazillionaire. I would have all the world's money in my bank account. Right. Hi everybody, welcome back to Heavy is the Crown. Today's edition is the example edition where we speak about what it feels like to be deemed as the example of your family, having to have those expectations put on you, especially at such a young age and with no example of your own, which is the irony, which is the ironic part, isn't it? But being the eldest means that your mistakes aren't just your mistakes. They're lessons for your siblings. They're things that are used against you for as long as you live until eternity. Warnings for your parents, and sometimes, yes, sometimes they're used as like things that like story. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know how to put this in a phrase that makes sense, but like they use it against you like literally everywhere you go, and it's annoying, isn't it? Because this is your first time living on earth. You've been put into this role whereby not only do you have to take care of children that you never had at maybe a young age that you were, but you also have to be their example, whereas you never had an example. Your parents are supposed to be an example. The adults around you saying that you need to be an example needed to be an example of you. You also need to remember that children are a direct reflection of their parents. So if they're saying to you that your behavior is not according to standard, or it has many problems with your behavior, that is meaning, and that is telling us and everybody around us that they are not good parents. Because if you see somebody behaving weird in public or on social media or whatever, it's always, who's your dad, who's your mom, I must make your mom because she raised you like this. Not that you behave like that. Like I said, when we are born onto this earth, we literally know nothing. We need to be taught everything. So that responsibility for the eldest child, more especially the eldest daughter, because of societal norms and all of that nonsense, is skipped with the first child, and not only do you skip it with the eldest child, you expect the eldest child to like magically know it from somewhere and then teach it to their younger siblings and be an example to the younger siblings when they never had that in the first place. How can you teach somebody something that you yourself don't know? You know what I mean? And that's the crazy part. That is the crazy part. I can tell you so many stories whereby, first of all, I did not have a phone in high school. I didn't have a phone, I didn't have internet, I didn't have anything. And because of that, I did not have friends. Not really. It was a whole thing, man. It wasn't only because of that, but because of the things that I was going through and whatever, right? I did not have a phone in high school because a phone or a laptop or whatever, nothing, internet, nothing, because it was apparently a distraction and, whatever, which is fine, fair. But my younger siblings now, not only do they have phones, they have laptops, they have Wi-Fi, they have everything. You know what I mean? So it's so difficult because they don't understand that the what is the word? The consequences of actions that were inflicted upon you at such a young age. You think that are just certain things that you don't understand unless you've gone through them yourself, and it's not their fault. It really isn't. But it's just something that's very annoying to experience, because then they'll be like, okay, well, I'm in high school too, I'm doing A, B, C, and D, and you need to remind them that A, you are not living the same life that I lived. You do not have the same parents that I did. They look the same. They look exactly the same. They are the same people, but they were never the same. They did not have the same parenting you, with me, you know what I mean? And it's such a difficult thing because not only did we have different parents, now it's like I was kind of like their parent too, but like not really. So when they act out, or when they do whatever they do, it's like I cannot discipline you because you are not my children. I did not give birth to you, not my circus, not my monkeys. But it is still your fault when they act out. Like literally everything is your fault, and that is the part that drives me crazy. That's the part that I feel like, as eldest children, more specifically eldest daughters, the anger or the resentment that we have inside is mostly because of that, and the reason why we choose to not want to have children, other than the scary side effects of pregnancy, is because of things like that. Like you just get burnt out from being a parent when you were not even old enough, number one, and you never wanted to be, number two, and number three, you just wanted to be a kid, but you never got to be a kid because from the age of 6, 7, 8, you were raising other people's children and just hearing the brunt of just like everything, and just it's messed up. But you know what the truth is? You know what the funny thing is about life is you don't have to set a good example to anybody except for yourself. Your goals, your ambitions, literally everything that you do it for yourself. You don't do it for anybody else. You don't do it to, oh well, at least I hope. You don't do it to prove yourself to anybody. You just do things to prove it to yourself. You know what I mean? And making mistakes is part of being human. People have made mistakes since the beginning of time. And your parents' biggest mistake was making you a parent before you even knew what being a parent is, before you even knew how to make babies, before you even knew who you are as yourself. There's lots of eldest daughters that don't even know who they are. They don't know what they like. They don't know what they dislike. They don't know a lot of things, and that's because of circumstance. You know what I mean? Sorry. Yeah, so you need to learn how to make your own mistakes. You need to learn how to live in the moment. We need to learn, even if it means doing things or finding out things that you loved as a child and getting to explore that as an adult. You need to get into those things because at the end of the day, number one, those are not your children, those are your siblings. Except if you're like, if you were in an abusive situation, if you were a Fiona Gallagher, this does not apply to you. Because that's, yeah, you understand. But like, if it's a thing of your parents were there, your parents are like, doing the things parents are doing except raising their children, then connect with you. I mean, even if you are Fiona Gallagher, like Fiona Gallagher did not have to do all the things that she did, but she did because she cared about her siblings and keeping her family together and all of that. So being a Fiona Gallagher, I think, is worse because now you have to, I can't imagine being a Fiona Gallagher. Like, I'm grateful that I wasn't a Fiona Gallagher. Not that it's funny, it's not funny. But yes, reinventing yourself, finding out who you were before the anger, before the resentment, before having to raise children that were not your own, before learning that making mistakes makes everything your fault. Like, no, making mistakes is part of childhood. It's part of life. There's no such thing as a perfect role model. There's no such thing as a perfect anybody. There's such thing as perfect people for you who fit your personality type, who understand you. But there's no such thing as a person that's perfect. Nah. Even them themselves, people who like to act like they're perfect, have deep insecurities. Right? Everybody has insecurities. So being the perfect role model or the perfect mentor or the perfect sibling or the perfect child, it does not exist. And the faster you learn that it doesn't exist, the better it is for you and everybody else around you, because that'll make you like a people pleaser, and that's not right. That's not right at all. You're allowed to be human. you're allowed to be, a normal living human being who makes their own decisions and their own choices and everything. If I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry, but you need to hear me and understand me and understand the situation and go from there. You know what I mean? Um, so tell me, sorry, I'm trying to multitask here. So tell me, what's the one time you felt like you needed to be the example, or somebody was like, you need to be the example? Like, what is your example? What is your story of being an example, basically? And how did that make you feel? And how did that um, have an effect on your actions today and how you handle things and how you handle relationships and people and all that good stuff? Please let me know in the comment section. Please talk to me. Please talk to me. Because I really want to hear stories. As much as I love reading the ones on Reddit, I really want to hear stories from people who have found my page and have decided to interact and be interactful or whatever, you know. But yeah. You need to remember, as we close this out, we need to remember that heavy is the crown, but we're not carrying it alone. I am here with you, and whoever else you meet in life who shares similar stories is here with you too. There are a bunch of stories on Reddit that will make you feel seen and heard and relatable. Relatable too. Sorry. But yeah, that's it from me. I'll catch you on Friday for our crash out session.